Hello, my name is Roy Jackson. I'm the Cultural Resources Coordinator for the Florida Department of Transportation. You're about to watch a video that features the importance of the Northwest 36th Street Bridge in Miami-Dade County. It's a Hanover skew bridge and it's a very unique historic structure. This video is being done in partial fulfillment of the Florida Department of Transportation's responsibilities under Florida Statute 267. It was an agreement made between the department and the Division of Historical Resources.
Yeah, let me tell you how this project happened. You know, certainly the bridge itself was built in the 50s to address growing population of Miami and to get better access to Miami International Airport. As such, it was limited in budget, as most governments are. And, you know, so they put out a project to develop an efficient design of how to be cost effective to build a movable bridge, because movable bridges are built in order to open up the waterway for navigation. As such, the Hanover Skew Bridge was the one that was ultimately picked, which was a unique design at that time because it was a single leaf bridge that opened up instead of a two-leaf bridge that opens up over the navigable channel. Built in the 50s, it was patented, and you know, happened to be one in my district, District 6 in Miami, that we're very proud of. Because of changes in the environment, South Florida Water Management District built a lock on the other side of the bridge, so it eliminated the need for the bridge to open. It was put out of service and was locked down. The bridge became a maintenance burden because since it was not operational, the steel grating always had to be welded. Ultimately, it got to the point where we needed to replace the bridge. We went through the PD&E process of how to come up with a most feasible, cost-effective approach to replace this bridge that was built in the 50s. And as such, we put it out to a design-build team. We had 30% plans, and the contractor was awarded the project. Construction began, and the good part of this story was the project engineer for the contractor approached our district construction engineer and said, you know, wouldn't it be great for the gearbox itself to be used as some type of sculpture or monument in recognition of the historical significance of this bridge? Our project engineer and the construction engineer met with me, and I said, you know what a fantastic idea. But better than that is the project engineer embraced the school board, George T. Baker Aviation, and the students of the school worked after hours sandblasting the gearbox and refurbishing it and painting it such that we now have on our campus this restored gearbox as a sculpture. But better than that was that, you know, we used that opportunity to celebrate Engineers Week. That how we as engineers help improve our communities daily, but also how we can work together with our community to recognize the historical impacts that these projects have had on Florida.
I'm Jim Phillips, and I'm an engineer that primarily works on bridges. I graduated from the University of Florida with a degree in civil engineering, and for the past 33 plus years I have been working in Florida and around the country and even internationally. I'm currently employed by Hardstein Hanover, and I'm the bridge practice lead for the firm. It's a firm with a long history, over 125 years, and one of the sort of key things in that history is the development of unique designs. And movable bridges are somewhat different from your typical fixed bridge in that the cost of the bridge and the complexity of the bridge is quite a bit different. So if you look at the history of movable bridges, the amount of innovation and engineers trying different approaches to solving the problem is quite a bit more expansive than what you see with fixed bridges. The Hanover skew, which actually Hanover didn't call it a Hanover skew, he called it a knuckle girder bridge, you know, or a knee girder bridge. It's a unique adaptation to solving the problem where we have a channel, a navigable channel that intersects a roadway not at perpendiculars. So this was a unique solution by basically putting these kinks in the girders to be able to build a pier that was parallel to the waterway and the movable span, that's a trunnion bascule, that is parallel to the roadway, and have that whole mechanism work out. So that was a very unique design. There were 4 of them built between the mid-40s and 1955, I think, was the last one. So right now there's only 2 left now that we've had the Northwest 36th Street bridge has been removed. But I think it's a great example of what's important about preservation. As engineers, we look to the past to learn a lot. So, you know, when I first started my career and I'm out there inspecting bridges, you're looking at details on bridges and you say, well, why would they do that? You know, why would they make a girder that's, you know, got a bend in it? And then you go and you look and you see, you find out why. So then when you're then challenged with, you know, crossing a waterway at askew, you can look back to what has been done in the past. Sometimes you learn lessons and you say, well, we're not going to do that again. Other times you learn from it and say, well, it was a good idea. It just, you know, with modern materials, we can improve on it and make it work better. So it's like all things in life. You know, we have to look back into history to learn what was successful and be able to use that going forward. And that's really critical in engineering because we have so many issues with safety and you know, public trust to use their money properly and those sort of things. So we like to be on the conservative side and look at what's been done successfully before.
By and large, when I'm working with civil engineers on historic bridges, they tend to be of a more practical nature when they're talking about removing and replacing a bridge. If you talk to them within the context of a Section 106 consultation, it's all about why this bridge is deficient and why it needs to be removed. But it's kind of interesting that when you take them out in the field, they get real excited when they're looking at the bridge and working with it. It doesn't change their opinion about whether or not they think the bridge should be removed, but they get almost like children playing with little boys with Legos. They get quite excited about how it functions, and this is this kind of machinery. Because I'm guessing this is because these are the things they learned in school, and they rather like the development, and they're rather proud of the development of engineering over the years.
As I look back at my early childhood and today, you know, now 37 years later with the department, I think other folks in the department have also embraced that historical perspective of transportation. You know, the agency itself, we're celebrating our 100th year anniversary this year in 2015. And as such, we can all collectively, we've been looking back. But you know, bridges unite communities. The Venetian Bridge, which we talked about earlier, united the city of Miami and Miami Beach. This Flagler bridges united the Keys to the mainland, and each one of these opportunities of the community stepping up, saying, hey, you know, we really preserve our heritage, we want to see this bridge preserved somehow. Speaking up through the project development process will enable the department to collectively meet those community values and cherish the same things they cherish. The engineer, the scientist, the environmental scientist, all of us work collaboratively in order to make these improvements to our community because we live here. And you know, we're just as passionate about what we do as everyone else. And you know, present us a problem as an engineer, and we're going to try our best to come to a cost-effective solution. But we have to know what that problem is and make sure we all see that problem and define it clearly.